And have you ever said something to your husband or your wife, but I'm talking to you girls, something to your husband and somehow he misinterpreted it completely? Well, the next thing you know, someone's getting defensive and then the blood pressure starts to rise.
Yeah, we've all been there. It happens all the time. It's not so much that we speak different languages, but we just hear things differently and we interpret things differently. So it's a case of what she says isn't always what he hears. Studio 5 relationship coach Matt Townsend is here to help us sort through it all that kind of stuff. When she says something, he hears something else. That's the problem of it all.
She says it wrong. And we nail it every time.
She says it perfectly, and then somehow through translation.
Well, did you just see it? You guys just did it. You were talking about cute babies, and he said something about molting.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it doesn't work. We don't speak the same way. Have you noticed that?
Oh yeah.
And part of that, we'll get into that. But men have ego. We have all these things that kind of come up in the conversations, and it kind of distorts and distracts us. So we're going to go through a bunch of scenarios, and then we're going to hear what the woman says, or what she actually says, what comes out of her beloved, beautiful lips, ruby-ish lips.
And then what goes through the filter.
What we hear. This is so fun. This is big learning.
Okay, you ready to do a couple of these?
Let's do it.
We got 5 examples for you. Example number 1.
Yes.
First thing that a woman says, she says, "Can we talk?" What does he hear from that?
Oh my heck, you don't even want to know. It's pretty much something like, "Hey loser, once again you've blown it and I'm not happy."
That's true. That's exactly
That's not what she means, but when she says, "Can we talk?" that's what he hears. Do you know why? Why?
He's defensive.
Yeah.
That's the only time she wants to talk is when she wants to criticize something.
Or when she wants to bring up something about us. Now, the reason they do that is not to, like, slowly suck the life out of us, which is what we think.
But it works.
What it is she's trying to bond, and when she has a pain or a problem or an issue, she wants to talk about it so we can resolve it, have progress, get moving.
Is there a better way to say it from a woman's point of view?
I wouldn't mention it.
Okay, just don't mention it.
I'd just say he's great. Keep it up. Whatever it is. Now, you can bring it up, but the hard part is the minute you make it a formal conversation, see, men don't have formal conversations really about anything. Even if we're like getting bad news from the doctor, that's a conversation we don't even want to have. Yeah. We don't even want to have any type of formality to the conversation. So the best way to do it would be sneak in the conversation without even letting us know we're having one. Like playing a game, throwing a ball, having fun.
And we're all for that.
Totally.
Yeah.
Or I've also heard the trick that you kind of say, "I have something I kind of want to talk to you about." When you get a second, like, don't pounce it right then,
that
but
might be.
give them an open window.
But still, you're never going to have a second.
No.
You're going to come back and say, "Oh, I got a second here, honey.
Hey, I have a second. Let's beat me up now."
Yeah.
We're not going to do that. So part of it is that we automatically think the talk is about us and we must have done something wrong. It's kind of because we're very male-centric. We're very self-centric.
Because that's what's happened.
That's exactly
right.
right.
The time.
So if you want to change that, then quit ever talking bad.
All right, be sneaky.
Okay, number 2. What's the next one?
This is when the wife comes to the husband about the kids. It all deals with the kids. "Why don't the kids do what I say?" she says.
Now he's thinking, "Oh, perfect. She wants my brilliant advice about how to force kids to obey." So when she's just asking this rhetorical question, "Why don't the kids do what I say?" And he's thinking, "Well, she wants my advice." Do you know why that is? It's so weird.
You always think we want your advice?
Why else would you be asking for it? Men never ask for advice they don't want. Okay, we won't ask it. So if you're asking us a question, you must want advice. Men would never ask for advice. So you're doing it to try to get a conversation going. We actually only ask for advice if we actually want it. Does that make sense?
And we're going to sit there and we're going to listen to the advice and we're going to take the advice.
If you don't want advice, don't ask it. But see, women try this tricky thing. They think they're trying to get us talking without actually, in a way, like asking us a rhetorical question because they think that'll get us actually conversing. But we're not thinking conversation to bond. We're thinking she needs advice. So I will fix her bad parenting. See how that works?
I'm feeling a little doubled up on here.
I'm almost feeling that too, like we're ganging up on you.
I know.
No, but it's very powerful.
Because what this segment I thought was about was you hearing things wrong, but I feel like it's more like you're saying I'm saying things wrong.
No, you're not saying things wrong at all. You're saying things just weird.
Okay.
And you're saying things your way, and when you say things your way, you think we're hearing it your way. Well, you're just saying, "Hey, let's talk." You're priming the pump. Let's talk. Here's a rhetorical question we could start on. And we're actually thinking, "Oh, she must need advice." So you're just trying to do it your way. We're doing it our way. And until we understand each other's way, guess what? We're never going to talk.
A lot of
Okay,
arguing.
item number 3. This is so true. This one is so true. This is when you're driving around, you see someone's yard, you're going for a walk, you say, "Wow, the Johnson's yard is looking great." That's what she says.
That's right. And what he hears is, "Our yard needs work. Mr. Johnson cares." about his yard, and I really wish you cared. See, this idea that men personalize it again. You're bringing up someone else's yard, and men compare, we contrast, our ego gets involved. So we're assuming you're subtly trying to tell us something. And ironically, aren't you, Amy?
You
are.
See, that's
the deal.
Because you just said you are trying to tell us.
So there's the subtlety of the women. Women subtly try to convey a message, where men are just very literal. We're just very direct. We'll just say it.
I don't consider the yard just my husband's job, but to me, maybe it's a message to myself, like, oh, I got to get planting some flowers or something.
And does the man think it's his job? See, so whether you think it or not, if that's kind of where his identity is, then that's a big deal. So you're just subtle. That's the neat thing about women. They're very subtle in their conversation. Men are just we just kind of tromp in and ruin stuff. But I want you to know, if you're starting to compare anything that the man has to the neighbor's yard or something like that, you're going to see some problems with the man.
Okay, example number 4, okay? This is example number 4. What the wife says, what she says, what she hears. She says, something stinks. Is it the garbage?
Subtlety again.
Yeah.
Okay, now what he says is, hey, babe, smell the garbage. And then quickly get back to watch your game.
That's what she's saying.
She's trying to lure him into taking the garbage out. Does this garbage smell to you? And he's like, let me smell the garbage. And he goes over and checks the garbage, and he's like, I concur. It reeks.
It smells.
It's horrible. And then he goes back to his game. And then she's torqued. She's mad.
No, she's not.
What should she say? If she really wants the garbage out.
She can take out the garbage, or she can say, hey, hon, can you take out the garbage real quick?
Exactly.
That's it. But you know what? They don't always say it. They do something subtle. Do you smell something?
Quit saying that.
The ladies. Part of that is I promise you, there's huge research behind this. Women have this concept, and about 70% of the time, when you're communicating, bonding is the goal, not conversation. Bonding. The relationship is in play, and a lot of times women feel like if I have to tell you how something should be, then it's almost like you don't care. You should notice things. We're a partnership here. You should be involved. So there's this weird, subtle double speak they use, and men don't get it. We do not get it. In fact, it's one of the #1 complaints I have with women and men is that they just don't. They don't get it. They don't get. They're not like a partner.
Yeah, we need to be a little bit more deliberate.
And men just need to pay attention. If men would pay attention to the subtlety of what's being said, it could be very powerful.
But there's another. We're going to skip number 5. You can find it on the internet, on the website. But we're going to jump to another one because you got a date night coming up. Okay, so the topic of the date night is learning.
I say, let's go to the date night.
Yeah, learning to love your partner their way, and you say that. Yeah, you know what
You get defensive again.
Exactly.
Like we're broken. We've got a problem.
So she says, let's go to Matt's date night. Learning to love your partner their way.
What she's saying subtly, we're not.
Yeah, that's what I'm here. I'm here in my mind. Something's wrong. Something's wrong with the marriage. You need me. I don't show you the love you want me to show you.
And the whole thing about the date night, for example, is that's where we're going to go learn to talk and learn to get through this. Everyone wants to love, and everyone wants to be loved differently. In fact, it's not even male-female always how we do it differently. Sometimes there's very general or very specific research on some of that. Most of the time, we just want to be loved differently. My wife wants me to clean. Okay, I want a hug. What's the big deal?
So
Can't we all just
get along? Come to the date night and figure it all out.
It's Thursday. I can't remember the date. 28th.
We're going to post it right here. The 23rd.
This is one of my best date nights. This is where you're going to actually learn to love your partner their way. Go to datenightswithmatt.com and sign up. Tons of fun, and we'll laugh so hard your partner won't even know they're being fixed.
Okay, thanks, Matt.
Thanks, you guys.
We'll all talk a little bit better. Okay.